that part. Hi, welcome to episode 2 of Shattered Dawn, a Cyberpunk red game. I'm, of course, your GM, Matihi. And we have this lovely cast. I have just realized that I did not mute the Twitch, so I was hearing doubles. Now we're good. Of course, thank you so much for viewing us here on Bad House RPG. And of course, there are many other games that you can view. As of course, tomorrow we have Ashes of New Amsterdam, so make sure to come in and tune into that one. As well as there is a new show coming out on April 28th, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, called Symphony. Yeah. I'm muted on mute. Thank you so much for letting me know. No problem at all. Hi everyone, I'm unmuted now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, of course. So for next week, we have Symphony of Silos, GM'd by Christopher Cologne, and with wonderful talents such as Calamity, Cleric, Danny, Valiant, and Tofi. So make sure to tune in next Friday. It is going to be a wonderful, incredible game. And speaking of wonderful, incredible games, we could not have this amazing game tonight without my amazing players. So let us introduce us one at a time, starting with B. Zelda.
I am your non-binary Busy Bee. You can find me normally on Twitter as @B. I changed it recently, so I wanted to unify everything, so I'm now BZelda_ on every social. But what's really important today is who I'm playing. Lavender Rest, friend of everybody, loved by millions, hated by none. Never, ever has Lavender upset their allies. No. Lavender is flawless.
Absolutely flawless. And next up, we have Dare.
I love lying. Lying's so fun. Anyway, hi, I'm Dare, pronouns she, they, they. I'm your disaster trans girl who is just pretty much on the internet talking about nothing good. Just, it's Glee and Steven Universe all the way. I'm a Discord machine right now. Anyway, you can catch me being less worse in better ways tonight here as I play Checkmate, someone who's doing incredibly well. Is so well adjusted.
Extremely well adjusted. And we love the lying. And next up we have Fabian.
Hello. Yeah, lying is amazing. Didn't Panic at the Disco have a song about it? But yeah. My name's Fabs. I am producing and also playing Badger. Yeah, I'm a net runner. Also, it's been a while, so if you're hearing things that aren't supposed to be there, just tell me in the chat, and I'll try to fix it as soon as possible.
All good. And next up, we have C.
Hello everyone, my name is C. I use them pronouns, and you can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at PieSharpArt. Tonight, I have the absolute pleasure of playing a happy-go-lucky sunshine character like I am wont to do in every game that I've ever been in. You know me, I play little balls of sunshine. And tonight, that little ball of sunshine is Hal.0, otherwise known as Halo, who uses they, she pronouns, I think? I kind of forget at this point. Yeah, but yeah, that's what's up with them. Happy-go-lucky, everything's good, and they're having a totally normal time. And in fact, I think they hate lying, so everyone just jot that down. That's me. That's my cat. All right, that's it.
And make sure to write down your notes. This is a very unproblematic game full of well-adjusted people. And of course, last but not least, my lovely co-GM, Candace.
Hi everybody, I'm Candace. My pronouns are they, she. I am playing Red, who is our NPC that is the boss of the group and chose all of these people because they're so well adjusted and easygoing and happy-go-lucky. I mean, what are the chances? So good.
No, such...
Yeah, we're a perfectly functioning team. Like,
100%.
So good at it.
Easy.
So good. And of course, we're gonna come into this game being completely well adjusted, no messiness, everything's clean, everything's tidy. But let us find out about a little bit of what happened last game. last session. Oh, and of course, make sure to use exclamation point SD, SDcast, and of course exclamation CW for the content warnings for this game. Make sure to keep yourselves safe, happy, hydrated, and if you need to take a step away, please feel free. We perfectly understand. Always good to keep yourself at self first. Yay. Without further ado, for our last session, we came in kind of guns blazing almost, or at least dirt kicking up, as the group had ventured into some sort of cavernous structure in search of some data that had been taken from a Militech caravan. These Raffins had stolen it, and it was our lovely crew's job to get it back. With a little bit of a scuffle, some shutting out of the lights, and quite a few shots, they eventually got it out. Of course, with Checkmate hacking down and figuring out what was down at the bottom, and then offering their services, if need be, to go back in and, unreset all the passwords, get the information from down on the main level if need be. But as the heist came to a close, everyone had gone back to their very lovely, homey space, meeting the wonderful older woman who kind of owned the space. They'd eventually gone their separate ways, each of them going to different corners of Night City itself. And we had ended last session by following Hal down into this very ominous basement with flickering fluorescence and this almost melted kind of very muted teal-colored wall standing in the very center of the room amongst these steel sheen tables. We see arms behind his back, Mr. Sunshine. Long brown hair tussles down his shoulders, down into about mid-back from what you can see. And Hal, you're now standing here in this room. You've done a few jobs for Mr. Sunshine before. It was mostly moving around, small things, jewelry box here, a suitcase there, putting them in various dead drops. You're always getting paid a fair amount, but the payment isn't really what you're here for. What you're here for is the offer, the promise that Biotechnica has made you, that Mr. Sunshine has made you. A way to potentially reunite with someone you once lost. Ash. And under the flickering fluorescent lights, we see Mr. Sunshine turn around. You see a tall gentleman, kind of almost this pale blue skin, eyes, this almost fiery red sclera completely consuming them. Body modded to get these upward pointed ears. His mouth, as he smiles, has sharpened teeth inside. Nails are long and black and sharp to a point. As he smiles at you, smiles down at you, there are little dimples on the sides of his cheek. You get this smell in this room. It is just this overwhelming scent of real flowers, roses and lavender. It's not a smell that you've really smelled often, if maybe ever. There's not a lot of real, especially plant and kind of animals within Night City itself, so it is a strange, overwhelming scent. He looks down at you with that cocky half smile and says, "Oh, I'm glad you came."
Mr. Sunshine, as always, it's a pleasure.
I know, pleasure's all yours.
Of course. Please, Tell me what I can do for you.
Of course. Well, this job is a bit of a larger one, I should say. One that may require more than your efforts. I need you to go into 6th Street encampment. There's a particular van that I need you to steal. Get it to a particular location.
Plenty of particulars in my line of work. Don't
know.
worry about the extra bodies needed.
No, you can kill whoever you wish.
How generous of you.
Always am.
Tell me about these particulars then. What truck and to where?
You see a white truck with stripes of blue and black on the side. It is fairly well kept from what I remember. And he pulls out his agent, sends you coordinates, and it's approximately 12, 13, 14 blocks away from the initial drop where you pick up the van to drop it off. There'll be someone waiting for you to take the truck. All you have to do is grab it and go.
You are so generous with me, Mr. Sunshine. Always these easy tasks.
This one might be a bit more difficult.
Well,
There's quite a few 6th Street gangers there.
well, nothing I can't handle. Nothing the crew I can put together can't handle either. Besides, what are a couple obstacles in the way of resurrection tech? No? We're talking big picture here, you and I.
Indeed. Speaking of which. And you see that he takes out of his pocket what looks like a small disc, places it kind of on the center of his hand. And as he extends it, you see almost what looks like a projection at first. You see Ash. What did Ash look like? This can be a double combo between yourself and Dare, if you'd like.
Please. Ash was, akin to their name, fiery individual. I think whatever that means to you as a viewer, there was something about them that kind of burned from the inside that made them a little bit brighter than everything else around them. Something that kind of haloed the rest of the world in their shadow.
I'm agreeing with everything you've said so far. I think one of the things about Ash that even in an image could tell is like the sense of almost ambition and like joy that they gave to everything they did. Night City's a rough place to live, but when you have someone like Ash, it feels like you can almost make it out, you know?
It's that hope that glows from the inside out.
Absolutely.
And Hal's eyes fix on this image. Like before, they were standing kind of loosely with their arms folded across their chest, looking into Mr. Sunshine's eyes. But as soon as this disc comes out, their gaze falls and trains on his hand, staring basically through it. Like laser focused completely on what they're seeing.
As you look down at Ash, you see they seem to be looking around in confusion. Their full body, this very tousled, messy, curly brown hair falling around their face. They look nervous and scared. They're kind of looking about. And you see their gaze snaps up to you, looking you straight in the eyes. and there's recognition. As Ash goes to open their mouth, lifting up hands towards you, Mr. Sunshine grips his hands closed, pulling away, and says, "We're making quite good progress."
Hal lets out a breath that they did not know that they were holding, as I think their whole body had shifted forward as his hand closed. Of course. And they try to recompose themselves. Of course. They recognized me that time.
They did. I would say, the bits and pieces that we were able to attain from Arasaka with their Soul Killer program are coming in handy.
Anything I can do to help?
Well, this next job will be quite the help. Please let your compatriots know that each of them will be paid, including yourself, 1,000 eddies, on top of whatever else they can collect from 6th Street.
Of course. I'll keep the job details to myself. And make sure that everyone gets paid out.
Good.
No need for you to interface with anyone else.
Of course, that is never my goal. If need be, I can acquire a fixer if they want to do some background checks that they can look into. That way it's less suspicious.
Send their information my way. Be happy to be the middleman, so to speak.
Of course. Now you run along now and let me know when the job's done. All right.
Always a pleasure, Mr. Sunshine.
Of course it is. Now get out of my sight.
Hal gives a tight-lipped smile before they turn on their heel and walk away. The sound of their feet echoing down this dimly lit hall.
As soon as you get to the top of the hall, it's almost like all the lights down in that basement shut off. And you are opened up to the evening of Night City, now with a new job. And as you depart from this space, our camera flies away from this part of the city up to a train heading now out of Pacifica. Checkmate. You ride the tram, it bumping along the way. There's quite a few people who are packed in here, but you're able to arrive at both Dita and Rex's home fairly safely. They live in, it's kind of this almost standalone, very boxy 3-bedroom apartment that you're able to make your way up. And of course you see kind of piles of garbage in some of the corners. There's some markings on the walls. But as you head upstairs, you are eventually greeted with what looks to be an intercom box next to a steel locked sliding door.
Hey, I made it.
You kind of beep and let him know, and you hear Rex's voice from the other end saying, just come in, it's fine. Dita, just enable it. And the door slides open for you.
I think almost in direct opposite of how focused they are. This is almost a casual, or as casual as Checkmate can be as they do something. Walk in. I could have just opened that door if I wanted to, but it feels rude.
You hear kind of this soft, almost very lo-fi music playing. It's definitely not digital. You don't know how Rec acquired it, but they have a 2000s model record player kind of sitting to the side. It has a fabricated gramophone on top, and you hear the music piping out of that. Everything in this space is almost kind of this homage to the 2000s, 2010s, 2020s, plastered up along the wall. You see some fairy lights that are streamed across the edge, some little bits of fake vines that are at the top going along from corner to corner of the wall. Other parts that you see in their very quaint, open kind of concept one bedroom home is you see, of course, their walls and walls of pictures. Rec has a small little Polaroid camera kind of placed to the side on a small table. And you see numerous photos that are hung up of various friends and family that are here. You smell Dita's cooking, and it is it's a bunch of different scents of kind of sweet, but very much layered on top of each other, probably kind of drowning out the taste of kind of the faux meat that you're really only able to purchase nowadays. You see Dita at the stovetop, the little burner that they have, kind of stirring this large pot. They're almost this spit image of Ash, only with shorter cropped hair that's slightly dyed blue, wearing very form-fitting kind of leather garments. And Rec has very graphic eyeliner with these two little buns atop her head. And of course, Rec beckons you in and says, sit, take your time. It'll be a few more minutes before we have dinner ready.
I appreciate it. Sure you don't need help with anything?
I mean, if you want to help set the little island here, that'd be great.
Yeah, I can do that. And I think there's a degree of familiarity as Checkmate does this. I think despite I think they've done this a lot, and they still ask every time just to make sure. They could probably just start setting it, no one would bat an eye.
You begin kind of moving around the smaller space, kind of pulling up various plates and cutlery. And there's one other thing that you see as you're kind of going by just this kind of back area of the kitchen. They have a very enclosed sort of kitchen space to grab some of the cups that are kind of sitting back there. You see one picture that is up on the wall that is still there. You know that both Dita and Rec have meticulously gone through to take down a lot of the photos of Ash. There's one here. You see Ash in the center. Cheeks puffed out, about to blow out. A little cake that's in front. You see Hal with a smile on their face, looking to Ash. And you with this kind of very heartfelt warmth coming from you, looking to them as well on the other side.
I think they don't say anything for a second, and they just kind of almost get lost in like a vision of a better time. And I think they get caught like looking at it a second too long.
As you look at this and you see Dita kind of immediately hurry over and say, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry."
No, it's fine. Like, you're allowed to have it up.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Thanks.
it's okay. It's a blast from the past, especially because I've been working with Hal again lately.
Oh, you've been working together. How is
Working
Hal?
together is a strong word. We are coworkers at best right now, I think.
I won't lie. I don't think that I would have the strength to work with them after they abandon us and the family.
It's not easy. And knowing what I know about her, they're probably beating themselves up just about as bad as I'm beating myself up about it all. And their solution was to go the opposite direction and just close out.
Yeah. It's definitely hard, and I'm always trying to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Dita kind of reaches over towards the photo, and you see that her finger kind of hovers over Hal for a moment, their face, before moving their thumb over to you, and you see tears kind of on the edge of their eyes, and says, "You two look so happy."
Yeah. I think at the mention of Hal and where these two are at now, part of the mask comes back up, and Checkmate almost instinctively reaches for a cigarette. Yeah, no. So the city does, you know, it makes you worse in a lot of ways, and maybe if there's a chance something will change, but for now working together is good enough. At least I know they're alive.
That's good. And I mean, I get my updates from you at least.
Yeah. They've been more secretive and quiet than usual lately, at least.
You see Rec start up and says, "That's what pisses me off about Hal. They just," and it's just like, "It's fine. Just stop. We're kind of in a moment right now." It's like, "I don't care if we're in a moment. You're supposed to stir the soup, and I'm supposed to entertain. When did we switch?" It's like, "We switched. This is happening. Just let this happen." Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm gonna pivot really quick. I have this thing that I found, and I really, really want to show you. See Rex's face just light up in excitement at this complete pivot as they run off into their little one bedroom there, and you hear kind of pulling out of parts, clanging on the floor, before they run back out with what looks to be kind of a small chip in their hands. And they say, "I don't know if you've heard of this, but there is this new kind of, I guess, runner puzzle that's going on right now. And apparently, if you make it to the bottom, there's some sort of like, I don't know, some sort of like secret, maybe like a data cache or something like that you can get out of it once you get to the bottom. I tried to crack it. I, for some reason, can't. But do you want to try it?"
Yeah.
I feel like you would be the only one probably to get this.
Not to say that I'm the best netrunner in town, but I'm not one of the worst either.
I mean, you're pretty good, I'd say.
I'd like to think so. And I think there's almost this like childlike excitement at something like this. Puzzles are easy. You can figure those out. Those can be cracked.
Okay, yeah, I know puzzles are... I love puzzles. I can't do this.
Okay. Yeah, I can take a look after we can probably have it done in, let's say, how long did it take you to work on it?
I've spent the last 5 days on
Give
it.
me a day or two.
I'm gonna hold you to that. And if you can't crack it in 2 days, then you have to have us over for dinner. Fair?
Do you really want to be at my place?
Yes, I do. Or you can come here and just cook. And we could just do a thing. We could just do a thing together.
Yeah, no, that's... Yeah, no, I can have guests over. I can make sure that it's presentable.
And I hand it to you very excitedly. There's just this beam of energy in the way that they're kind of standing and holding themselves now. It's almost like a little vibration of excitement.
Checkmate has this slightly put upon frown of... This is like, interacting with a younger sibling for Checkmate. This is both frustrating in all the ways that siblings are both lovely and frustrating. And I think Checkmate grabs it.
You take the shard, put it into any pockets that you have for safekeeping, and you hear Rek saying, and of course, not much help from Dita. Dinner's ready. And Dita says, I did like half the chopping, and the two of them kind of start going at it again as they start preparing kind of bowls and such for the group of you. And as the three of you spend some time sitting down, enjoying each other's company, with occasionally Dita and Rek kind of snipping at each other in a very playful manner, we pan away from the home, instead going across town, a bit of a more dangerous side of Night City than again most of Night City is. Our camera zooms in as the music starts to pulsate and vibrate in everyone's bodies who's around. You can just feel it pounding, almost kind of just setting your heart off sync, it almost feels like. As we follow a very stylish individual into the bowels of Totentan. We see a lineup of people around the corner for this front door, each one of them seeming to be fairly cybered out. You see most of them rocking fairly detailed chrome work. Some of them have more kind of downgraded chrome work, only a few of them having very fancy, like full body, almost their entire self is just either various shades of gold and silver and bronze as they kind of wait for the doors of Totentans to open, to wait for the star of tonight's show, Lavender. You see this lineup of people. No one seems to have spotted you just yet. You exit your car.
I'm wearing platform boots that strap all the way up to the knees. A part shawl. Oh, how do I explain it? Like, if this was just the beginnings of a cape, but it was made of like that sheer material, so it's light. I'm thinking a sequin crop top and shades that are pink and a nice lavender sparkle of makeup with just, a hint of rust in the personality. And that's how Lavender Rust steps outside of that car, mostly waiting to be noticed.
You wait a few moments, and it's a bit awkward that you're just standing there. But of course, nothing's awkward for Lavender, as finally this very weaselly individual comes up to you, just a fop of hair. And you see eyes just bright and wide and looking at you and saying, "Oh my god, are you Lavender?"
Yes, I am.
I've been waiting for you. We have to actually get you inside very quickly before everyone else comes. We're just going to go into the side door if you don't mind following me.
Not the main door?
But the main door is currently blocked by people wanting to get in, unless you want to pass by all those people.
No, but you can't part the people for me.
They look down at themselves. They're just small, just this wafy, very, like, slight person. They're like, looks back at everyone fully in chrome. Big beefcakes, most of them. Says, I can try.
No, I don't want to see you sweat. That would be gross. Lead the way.
Alright, so side door it is. Follow me. And you see they trot very hastily, and they occasionally like look back to make sure that you're following before trotting more forward.
Leisurely.
Yeah, they're just like there's a few people who are
My agent.
you see a few people in the crowd who start kind of calling to you, saying, Lavender, Lavender! And the entire crowd, just the voices start to overlap, just yelling at you. Some of them going, oh my god, Lavender! Oh my god, I love you!
Yes. And I'm just gonna like placate them casually, but it's gonna make this whole walk to the side of the building take that much longer though.
Individual who's trying to lead you is sweating profusely from the waiting.
Ew.
And it's like, oh my god. Takes out a towel, starts dabbing themselves, like, oh no. People are stepping out of line and starting to come towards you for your autograph.
Oh yeah, I'll take pictures with anybody who asks.
Yeah, they start coming up to you. They begin to surround you. It is a big bubble of people now. They start to take pictures with you, get your autograph, are very excited, and then you see kind of squeezing between all the people, that same weaselly individuals like, I am so sorry to halt.
Do you want a picture?
I mean, maybe later, but we have a show to get going, right?
Right. You were leading me. What are you doing? Why are we going somewhere?
We're going to the side door to go inside.
No, we're standing still.
Well, there's a crowd around you.
Yes, I'll take a picture, please.
So people start taking pictures, like, oh gosh, and you see a very muscular individual kind of come up. You see they almost seem to have 6 eyes, these kind of red LEDs or kind of screens of eyes covering the upper portion of their face. And you just hear them saying, move the fuck away! Just completely literally kicking people out of the space. And they're like, come the fuck on, we're going inside.
Oh, yes, I will follow you any day.
The fuck? Okay. And you see them start to lead you, little small individuals, like, okay, good. Sorry, everyone. Back in line. You'll see Lavender soon.
People sprawled out on the ground. People like nursing their arms, like, ow!
I know. And a lot of them just kind of shrug it off. They're like, it's fine. They're like bleeding, and they still get back in line, still very excited. And you begin making your way in. You head to the side door. It's a very small, narrow corridor with, again, flickering fluorescent lights, very dark hallway, very dusty. And you hear the pulsating music just rolling through you. Eventually, you do arrive to kind of the small little green room space that you have. Everything is cloaked in red lights, except for the vanity itself. There's a few light bulbs that are shattered on it, but again, you see those halogens. Most of them are still intact. And there's a few bags of your personal makeup that's already set up there for you.
Perfect. So I'll sit down, take the time to start to get ready.
As you start to get ready, you begin putting on your makeup, getting everything that you need kind of together. And Eventually, you hear kind of over this little loudspeaker that's inside saying, "Lavender to stage 1." Why do we have more than one stage? We only have, why is it called 1? Stage 1.
Fine. Yep. Ready. Okay. I've got everything I need. Good. Glasses. Ears. Alright, let's do this.
You head out. You're not led this time. There's a little paper on one of the doors that says to stage 1. And as you head out, you see that there are some individuals who are in this hallway. Some of them look to be kind of conferring with each other. Others look to just be kind of sitting there, kind of alone, very quiet, contemplative. Some of them are walking around. It's larger than the hallway that you entered in, but still, it's very strange for there to be people in the space as you're walking towards the stage.
Can I catch any of this, like any snippets of conversation?
Yeah, so actually, you know what? As you're kind of passing by, you hear some people say, "Yeah, I just got this new Chrome. It basically extends into like a pop-up rocket launcher." They're like, "No fucking shit, dude. Show me." And one of them just like slams down on his shoulder, and you see this big like grenade launcher pop up. And he's like, "That's not a fucking rocket launcher. That's for grenades." He's like, "We told me it's for rockets." As they're just kind of discussing this with a weapon that's now out in the hallway.
Potentially loaded, most likely.
Probably.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't concern me. I'm fine with that.
You do see someone who's kind of heading in your direction. They're not looking at you. You see, again, they have kind of this 3 optic setup. They have a small ponytail kind of at the base of their skull, tattooed all over their upper torso, shirtless with these kind of very loose fitting shorts, but tight in the wrong places, with Crocs on, who's kind of walking in your general direction.
I was almost interested, but then like tight in the wrong places in Crocs. I think there's like a like Lavender doesn't even see them. Doesn't even register them as like walking by.
You don't register walking them by, but they register you with their shoulder, as they almost kind of shoulder check you, and you see they turn around to you, say, "Where the fuck? Why are you crashing into me? I'm walking here."
Do you know who I am?
You know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
You know who I am? And you see, coming out of their knuckles, you see wolvers, these large kind of blades. It's like, "Who the fuck are you? Why are you in my hall space?"
Well, and like, he's gonna take the time to like, casual, calm, clean glasses. I'll have you know that I'm the headliner of this evening. And, once again, who the fuck are you?
Why should I give a shit whether you're headlining here or not?
Because I make more money and I look 1,000 times better than you ever will.
He steps up closer to you, says, "Yeah, but you know what's really convenient is I can just kill you and take that money. Real easy."
Oh yeah, so easy. Wanna show me?
You see, he's about to reel back to punch you in the side with these long blades. Before, kind of out of nowhere, there is another individual who comes up, kind of this very slight, lithe body. This South Asian individual, deep sienna skin. They have very short, black curly hair with that shaved sides, a little cleft chin. They kind of grab the arm and says, Toby, it's fine. Don't worry. It's okay. You go back to what you were doing." It's like, "Brian, I don't want it." It's like, "Shh, it's okay. Just go." Toby seems to back down. Kind of slinks out of the room, out of the hallway. And Brian looks up at you and says, "I am so sorry for that inconvenience.
What?
I'm sorry for the inconvenience, Lavender.
No. Who are you again?
Oh.
What was this even about?
I will let you know that Toby was most likely going to kill you.
No.
Oh. Anyway, I'm Brian. Nice
to meet you. And you do what here?
Oh, I just make sure that the talent, of course, gets to the stage safely without any altercations. I'm so sorry. You left earlier than I thought you would. I thought you'd be a little bit later to your showtime, like you usually are.
Oh, I think just didn't really pay attention.
Oh no, it's okay. I will be honest, and they kind of lean in a little bit and say, I've kind of noticed things, in your music and such lately. Have seemed a little bit different lately.
Different.
Yeah, like you're in a little bit of a, if you don't mind me saying this, creative slump. Yeah, it's not as edgy and it's not as clean as your old stuff, but everyone needs sometimes to pivot and change, and I guess that's valid.
You're talking about my music.
Oh yes, I've listened to you for years, part of various fan clubs. A lot of us are talking about it. I thought you knew.
Creative slump?
Yeah. It's okay. Everyone goes through it. It's okay.
I'm not everybody though. I don't go through
No.
creative slumps.
You're right. You're not everybody. You're Lavender.
I have to go perform.
Okay. Maybe this will help you get out of your funk.
I was never in a funk.
Are you You know what? You're so right. You're never in a funk.
Yeah, I am right. That's
Come, Lavender. We'll get you to the stage.
and there's just confusion and almost just being led like a lamb to the stage.
To get led to the stage, and as you go on to perform, I would like you to make me a performance check.
Yeah.
If only I noticed at the beginning of the game that I wasn't in the Roll20.
Ha 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 ha. Are you in there now?
I'm coming.
Okay, no worries. This gives me time to look for my stuff. I haven't upgraded, leveled up my character in a bit, but that's a problem.
Okay. So we have, you can either use your instrument to perform if you would like.
I wrote TBD. Okay, so let's just say, I guess vocalist, singer. Can't type with this finger. There we go. Can I roll with that button? Probably. Let's check. Oh no, I'm so afraid. 22.
22 is very good. So even though you are quite shaken up from this encounter, you do perform very well. It is, the audience themselves don't seem to pay as much attention to you as you think you would like. They seem to be doing their own things, having their own conversations. You have about half the audience entranced. However, a lot of the kind of heavy-duty chromers that are in here, they're not really looking at you at all.
I don't even know what to do to capture their attention. This is absolutely crushing my ego. Though we had such a successful evening where I was very delusional and thinking that that entire mission really went off without a hitch because of me, and then to be told that my music is just not, it's just in the slump right now. Lavender is performing one of their hit singles. We'll call it King of Night City, and it always is a crowd favorite, and for this to just not land tonight, you can see a little bit of it on stage.
Yeah, the slump era has hit. And as you kind of perform this, I would say, half attentive show, much to your surprise and horror, we pull out of Totem Tan's, and our camera instead goes somewhere different in the city, somewhere more lively. You see cars that are zooming by. There are some of the various the AI run cabs that are also kind of running around the city as well. Various cars of different makes go by the streets, and you see a half full parking lot approximately, and a neon sign slightly askew that says the Mox. Two individuals stand outside of the Mox, one with a baseball bat, the other one with an assault rifle strapped to her back. And going within the back door, we zoom in and see Badger heading down inside kind of, it's not really a secret path, more or less, but it is a path to avoid the owner of the Mox, Anna Knox.
See, Badger has like a beat up cap, like kind of a trucker cap. And instead of his normally flashy kind of like racing jacket, it's more of a, he just has a hoodie over this like kind of like jumpsuit, kind of like over like coveralls, and is very muted, and found a box outside, and just took a box in. Not sure what the box had. He just found it on the side of the door. Whether it was trash or not, he was like, whatever, fuck it. And he's just bringing it in. He's had access to this door for a while, so getting in was easy. He goes through, he drops the box in like kind of like a small storage room and slips through the dressing room, and through the dressing room down to the editing room. He kind of creeps and looks at every corner, making sure that none of the mocks are waiting, just chilling around until he sees some double doors and opens them.
As you kind of open them, there is definitely a sound to it, bit of a squeak as you do. And you see at first kind of hunched over her computer, you see an individual has shaved sides, hair cascades over one side of her head. It's kind of this multicolor of greens and purples and blues. Tattoos all down her arm, across her chest. She wears, it's almost kind of like a half overall. Soon as you enter, though, you hear the wheels of that kind of rolly chair just scoot back on the cement, and you see Judy Alvarez kind of turn around to see you and stands up and says, "Oh, Badger, my chum, what's going on?"
As Judy stands up and turns around, you see that Badger has a kind of a small bag of turds, which is basically these candies, and are about to like throw them at Judy's head, but then they turned around already. It's like
Just opens her
eats
mouth.
it, and then like throws one in there.
Oh. And kind of jumps a little bit to catch it. And says, "Okay, pretty good."
Yeah, and I seal it, put it in the pocket. So what you got for me?
Yeah, come on over. I've got the, wait, do you have your,
Yeah. And I take out my brain dance editor.
Oh, perfect. If you want to sit down, I'll get you all hooked in. This one's pretty good. It's not like anything, it's pretty high octane, but everything's pretty safe, more or less.
I just, lower lower the pain thresholds this time. Like last time, I was feeling it a little bit after.
Yeah, sorry about that. Don't worry. We'll get it tuned. Real well.
Hell
And
yeah.
gets you sat in the chair as she makes sure to adjust a little brain dance editor slightly, and kind of turns around as she's back at her computer, hearing the wheels again on the cement. It's definitely a little bit dusty down here, but there is a slight scent of kind of like incense in this room, kind of wafts around. It's definitely distilled within the air at this point, so it's almost like a little bit of a lingering. And she says, "Are you ready?"
Hell yeah.
All right. And she takes her finger and kind of does almost like a plane motion before she hits enter. You see the various lights appear on each side of the brain dance editor before you are launched into this BD. And you see in this case, it looks to be a chase of some sorts. But as you kind of go through it, you realize that you're in the passenger seat of a car going through this BD. What it looks to be is a death race, kind of in the outskirts of the Badlands, going up the various hills. You are kind of running and gunning in a sense. There are numerous cars that are around you of different makes. You see people leaning out of vehicles, come shooting towards you, shooting at others. You see cars explode in the distance. It is high octane, very exciting. You can feel that kind of muted pain as who you're embodying, their shoulder gets hit. They have to go back inside before that you look over and you see that your kind of co-pilot, the person that's been driving the car, is slumped over the wheel. You see your character kind of lean back and boot them out of the door before taking the wheel themselves and starting to kind of drive one-handed while, again, shooting out the car side. Eventually finishing in first place. You can feel the rush of adrenaline from the win, the cheering of the crowd, the lifting them into the air, and this celebratory faux champagne being sprayed everywhere before the brain dance comes to a close. Lights fade down. You're brought back.
Oh. Yo, that was...
Cool, right?
Yeah, man, I've always heard about these races. I'd always wanted to join one, but I don't think it's for me.
They're really dangerous.
Yeah.
It's honestly better just to experience them here. Much safer, to be honest.
I would much rather experience it here. Yeah.
Okay, so... And you see, zooms up in the chair towards you and kind of like sits and says, "Okay, between you and me, I had this really weird encounter. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be telling you this. I don't know, this person come in, V or something. I don't know. They wanted like something analyzed. It seems a bit like shady.
So everything's shady in Night City, of course.
True. I had like a really loud friend as well with them. Jackie, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I've been getting some loud friends. One was particularly louder than the others. Yeah, the other two are more reserved. Yeah, one was like a little full of himself, but it, seems like how those rocker boys are.
Yeah, they're pretty annoying.
Yeah. He seemed cool though. He seemed cool. Yeah, we actually just did a job with them. It's pretty interesting. I'm not sure what we got, but it was some data for Militech, I think. It was a bunch a bunch of weapons. Man,
You might want to be careful of that.
yeah. I kind of wish I had a recorder on, and might have been a good sell.
Yeah. Do you want to... Should we set you up with one? I got a spare one in the bag.
Yeah, but you know how it is. How I'm not really into self improvement, if you would say.
Valid.
Yeah, it kind of messes with my reflexes. I mean, honestly, it might have saved myself a lot of time hacking into stuff, but I don't know. I think I'm good. I think I'm good so far. How are things here? It's been a while.
I know things have been pretty good. Everything's been pretty okay so far. Evelyn and I are doing pretty well overall. She's doing well. She was gonna do a job and then decided not to. So I talked her out of it.
That's good.
Yeah. No, things are good though.
Yeah, I just wish I was more welcome here, you know? Ever since the others.
I know.
I'm sorry. Like,
It's okay.
they meant
Don't worry.
as much to you as it is to them. To me, at least. But I really didn't mean.
I know you didn't. And I know a lot of other people don't know that, but it's okay. It'll eventually be okay, and I'm sure everyone will forgive you.
I hope so. I didn't mean for them to get in the middle of this. If I knew it was Maelstrom, I'd look the other way. Be miles away.
I know.
Yeah. One of the guys actually went to Toten Tans. I was trying to be...
Oh gosh.
I was trying to be nice and offer him a ride, but I just couldn't.
No, I definitely get it to avoid that place. It is not safe. Not at all.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But I'm glad everything's good here. I'm glad that you're good.
Yeah.
Probably the only family I have right now. Not to be sentimental or anything.
No. I'll be the only family you need, okay?
Yeah.
And she kind of opens her arms to give you a hug.
I poke them in the tummy and then I give them a hug. It's like and I start describing in detail how the job went, from the car chase to the smoke bombs to the interrogation, like the infiltration. I described Red and was it Ghost? Was it?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I start describing Red and Ghost. I describe how I think the Netrunner is cool, and probably we start geeking out on like searching Checkmate online and seeing what they did. And I think I stop for a moment and it's like, yeah, there's also this medtech, and I don't know, they're kind of hard to crack, and you know, kind
You
of.
think it'd be someone you want to crack?
I don't know. Shush. Goofy. It's just they seem like they're carrying something, and it seemed very familiar. And
Well.
yeah, I just think maybe it would be nice to have somebody to commiserate with.
I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
What's the harm in reaching out, right?
Yeah.
And you see on Judy's desk, it looks like this little very silent alarm, this little red faint light.
Mhm.
You see Judy's eyes widen and looks at you and says, Anna's back.
Oh shit.
Go, just
Yeah.
shove the box in your hands. Go.
Yeah, and I take the box, I put my hoodie up and my cap on again, and you see Badger kind of slink back to where they came. They put the box outside, they run toward their car. As I think as they get in, they take a moment and they look at a picture of 5 individuals. Badger is much younger in this picture, in the middle, with 4 individuals of varying identities, and all of them were smiling. They're in this kind of room in a mega building, with a bunch of junk food, and you see in Badger's hand is his first cyber deck, and he just kind of touches it, and you see a tear fall, and he engages his GPS to not necessarily GPS, but like he stole an NCPD scanner to see movements of Maelstrom, and drives the other way of where they're spotted.
As you turn it on, you're kind of parked there and you turn it on, you see like about a block away or so, half a block away, there seems to be activity. And as soon as you turn it on, you start to hear gunfire in the distance, as well as this echoing laughing. As you see coming out, just like a bat out of hell, on rollerblades, you see someone shoot out of the alleyway. They have kind of deep brown skin, these kinky curly hair that's done up into space buns, these very bright fluorescent goggles atop their head, and they're just rollerblading towards you with this giant duffel bag on their shoulder. And as they're running out of the alleyway, you see 3 Maelstrom individuals, heavily chromed up, large guns in their hands, just chasing after this person, as the person running is cackling and running towards your car.
I'm starting to back up to make a U-turn, facing the road heading to Kabuki, and I'm just like, fuck this, and I just like put it to first gear and start like booking it. I feel like because of the nervousness, he misses a gear, and I'd say probably this individual probably catches up.
Yeah, so you have one of your back windows is like open, and you see they just completely steamroll in, just face first, legs up, and you hear her say, "Go, go, 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 drive!"
Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out!
Driving! And you hear gunfire starting to go off.
Shit.
As they are shooting towards your car.
Fuck. I'm kind of pissed because like Badger was only able to afford a communications system in his car, but he didn't have enough for like bulletproofing, and he loves this car, and he's like, fuck. And he starts driving, and just thinks about figuring it out later.
As you're driving, can you please make me a drive land vehicle check?
Fuck yeah. So my base is at 11.
Oh my god. You're probably gonna get this. Unless you roll.
That's a 15.
15's what you needed.
Okay.
So you start driving, and they're kind of shooting wildly. They almost kind of nick the leg of the person that's now in your car, and you hear an fuck, as you begin peeling out of there. None of the bullets, thankfully, hitting your car on the way. Just you hear the sound of kind of bullets ricocheting. As soon as you start peeling out of there, you kind of look back into your rear view mirror. The person's pulled themselves in now, has shoved the duffel bag to the other side, and they kind of pop up in their seat, large smile on her face, she, they pronouns, and she says, "Hi, I'm so sorry to do this to you.
No, you're not.
Okay, you're right, I'm not. Well, thank you for saving me. Appreciate it.
Can you do me a favor? And I reach down in a backpack and pull out a smoke grenade. Can you check that out the window real quick? Hand it to them and start like while I'm driving.
And they take it and they just chuck it towards the Maelstrom people. As they're about to kind of point guns towards you, you see that puff of smoke appear. The back doors of the mocks kind of fly open, and you see just this just a group of 5 or 6 mocks just come out and just start beating the shit out of these Maelstrom people. As they're hacking and coughing, just baseball bats, various swords and knives, just completely kicking the crap out of Maelstrom for shooting the side of their building.
And I'm just like, where to, ma'am?
Oh, well, I can go back to my hideout. I am so sorry for doing this to you, but I mean, real good timing, right?
I don't know about that. You see, just like Badger taps like a screen, and he pulls up a screen, and he's like, there's like this weird kind of numeric kind of thing, and it's like, all right, and you see 250 EB, and I was like, it is gonna cost you. And it's kind of like a taxi meter. That's just like,
yeah, that's fine. It's no worries.
All right, where do you need to go? Just set it over.
Yeah, if we could go to this area on the map and point out kind of this we'll say, oh gosh, South Combat Zone. I forgot if they changed the names. The Glen.
Okay.
Points to kind of the Glen area and says, right here.
All right.
Like leaning up in the car and like looks over to you and says, "What's your name?"
Lavender.
Lavender. That's a really nice name. I think it fits
Thank
really
you.
well. Awesome. I'm Budgie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And like Badger's like kind of fidgety, starts to become fidgety, and is like, all right, what the fuck was that?
Oh, I stole some things from Maelstrom, and they were not happy.
Are you fucking insane?
Maybe. What's fun? And I did it. I didn't die.
Are you green? Are you fresh off the boat?
No, I've been doing edge running for a long time now. My crew, really good. Just saying.
Oh, your crew. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got Boa, Bear, Barracuda. It's a wonderful kind of group that we have. And your name's Badger! Wait, no, your name's not Badger. It's Lavender. I totally didn't read that anywhere else.
Yeah.
GM didn't miss it at all.
Actually, no, you'll probably see like there's these like electronics in the back that has property of Badger.
Who's Badger? Did you steal their stuff?
No, it's my father. I don't know.
Okay.
Shush.
That's a nice name too.
All right. And he's just gonna drive to the Glen, and I'm just like, can you take care of that? I don't want blood on the leather.
Yeah, no problem. I'll make sure there's no blood on the leather. It's all fine.
And while they're taking care of that, I'm just like flipping through my contacts, and I'm looking for Red. And I'm just like, I find it, and I'm like, I'm in trouble. I need your help. I'm coming over.
As you kind of send that message, you are driving Budgie to. Are you driving Budgie to the location or dropping?
Yeah,
her off?
I'm driving. Oh no, I'm dropping off Budgie.
And then heading to Red.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, you drop off Budgie, and she kind of pays you. She pays you about 500 eddies, and says, "Hey, look, I know we got off on a really weird foot, but I mean, you got me out of there in like record time. You're a really good driver.
Yeah.
You need a job."
I think
Cool.
I'm good, but maybe you have a card I can call if I need one.
Okay, I already stole your details. I'll call you.
Cool. Fuck.
See that they slink out the back and just kind of move their way out of the window. They don't bother to open the door, and they start rollerblading away, saying goodbye.
While they're rollerblading away, I just like Badger just looks at the back seat. It's like, how messy is it? Like how bloody is it right now?
There's like one single blood drop,
It's like,
a little bit of dirt.
all right, okay. Fuck. And he starts driving over to Red's place, Red and Ghost's place.
You have contacted Red, and that's when we are going to pan our camera back. We are currently not in the hideout. Instead, we look to be in this heavily smoke-filled room, almost like this, kind of like a cigar, kind of whiskey bar, or not, kind of the cigar space, like a lounge of sorts. And we see inside, we see both Red and Ghost kind of standing there, and another individual kind of with this the light, kind of a light brown skin, very loose curls atop their head, freckles smattered all over their face, but each of the freckles looks like a little teardrop. You see they have very large eyes, heavy white eyeliner underneath their eyelids, and what looks to be kind of two of these dark blue navy lines just down half their face, as we see both Red and Ghost kind of delivering this laptop, this information to Renee Dupont. You see a cigarette in one hand of Renee's, between Renee's fingers as they take a drag. And they look up to you, Red, and looks down at the case, looks up at you and says, "So everything's in this here, correct?
Yeah, as agreed.
But nothing's been taken out by anyone that you know of, whether Raffins or..."
I trust you know that I know how to do my job.
Of course, as you always do.
This is exactly as we found it. Checked at a couple of things, took a look.
Okay.
But overall, yeah, this is it.
You see Renee opens the laptop, looks it over, kind of lifts it up a bit, turns it on and inspects it, and says, "You know, I'm not a net runner, and I never want to be. So I'm going to assume, by the way of my employer, that everything is correct in this."
If you have a problem, you know where to find us. She looks
Of
over
course.
at Ghost.
Ghost's arms are kind of crossed a little bit, he's slightly hunched. He says, Yep. You got our agent contacts. You can call us if there's an issue, which there shouldn't be." She says, "All right. Well, if everything's here." And you see that their eyes kind of glow this bright opalescent blue as they transfer to you 2,000 eddies in total. And says, "For the job. I unfortunately don't have any more lined up right now. It's a bit dry."
Yeah, I mean, you got friends though, right?
Of course I have friends, but friends have friends who need jobs, and it's a bit difficult right now to find any sort of gigs.
Yeah, I hear you. But we've got to eat. We've got a whole team.
I understand, Red, and I will do my best to find something for you that's maybe a bit more substantial.
Looks at Ghost. They're not gonna like this.
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
they'll be okay, but they're not gonna like it.
I know, but you'll find a way to make sure they're okay.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Anything else you need, boss man?
Not much, I would say. Would you mind passing me that case across the room? I just don't want to get up.
Are you paying me for that?
I will pay you in the promise of another job within the week.
Red gets out of the booth and gestures to Ghost.
Okay. And Ghost immediately just kind of hops up, runs over, and grabs the case, and brings it back, and gives it to you first.
I hand it over. Pleasure doing business with you.
Of course. And you see Renee click it open, finish the cigarette they are currently working on, and then kind of look over and start rolling another one. As you two depart, you see Ghost look over to you and say, "We're gonna be okay, right?"
I mean, we have to be. Now's not really the time to go fucking off.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, even if Renee can't find anything, yeah, fuck him. We'll find something.
I mean, we got the hideout. Anyone who needs to can stay there. I don't know. I'm sure maybe someone else has a lead. We don't know.
Who else would have a lead? What, Lavender? Bodyguards? That's the only thing that I can think of. Bodyguards.
I mean, rocker boys always need something, right?
Does Lavender need anything?
Lavender always needs something.
Yeah, true. So, hey, and you're kind of walking back. Renee's office isn't too far away from your kind of hideout space. It's a nice walk. It's a decent day, low smog. You see people that are walking around, also having their own conversations. And even though it's a fairly warm day, there's like a light little drizzle that starts. Ghost kind of looks down at you, Red, and says, "So I kind of wanted to ask earlier. I know that we're not really having any jobs right now, which means we have some more free time, and I don't know, wondering if we could spend some free time together."
I mean, yeah, we're spending free time together right now, right?
Well, I mean, this is part of, finishing the job. I mean, like, personal time together. Like, a date.
Red takes a very deep sigh and kind of stops walking and turns to face him and looks up. So, I would probably like that.
Yeah.
Free time though, it's like time to like get your shit together. Make sure that you're prepared.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with what you're asking. Yeah, we can, I can make some, meal packets, or we can go to a restaurant if you want, or we can go dancing.
Yeah, dancing would be really fun.
Yeah, it would be great. And then she kind of like goes to grab his hand, but then feels like the buzz of the phone in her pocket. Oh, fuck. Badger's in trouble.
Wait, do you think Badger could, like, wait a minute?
I mean, it says SOS. It seems kind of important.
Listen,
Listen, wait. I'm fucking this up. And she reaches up and, like, kind of brushes his hair out of his face. I'm sorry. I get really focused. And I don't want this to affect us as a team. But Can you just, wait until I'm ready?
Ghost stands up more straight. Takes a deep breath, and there's that shadow that passes over his face. But they nod and says, "For you, I'll wait a lifetime."
And she turns 3 shades of pink. A small smile kind of turns up at the edges of her lips before she starts furiously replying on her agent. They kind of immediately get lost. It's like they flipped a switch or something, and they still are aware of ghosts there next to them as they kind of resume their walk. But she kind of is very focused on the phone until maybe they get, I'd say, to the house. And then kind of gives his arm a little caress before heading up the steps to the second floor.
As you head up the steps and Badger, you start quickly making your way back to the hideout. That is where we are going to take a break for now. Thank you everyone for tuning in so far. We will of course resume our lovely Shattered Dawn Cyberpunk Red sessions in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. So make sure to get up, take a break, take a stretch, get some water, stay hydrated, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now. Hello everyone and welcome back to Shattered Dawn, a Cyberpunk Red Let's Play. And, well, let's play. So as we kind of tune back into what's going on, we see going just to the back end of your quaint little kind of 2-story house that currently your hideout is in. Just outside the back where there looks to be this almost little pulley system kind of leading up to the second floor almost. We see both Ghost and Red approach that backside of the home with Badger pulling up in the driveway, getting out of his car. You see Ghost looks to you, Badger, and there is this slight look of soft frustration as they look towards you.
Badger's autistic self does not notice this. Is scrubbing real hard on this dot of blood. It's yeah, so, did I interrupt anything or anything? Look, I'm sorry if, I was, fuck, god damn it. Look, so there was this girl getting chased by a maelstrom with a duffel bag, has a job. Fuck. And he's just scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing.
Stop. Do you want... I got some baking soda. We got some vinegar in the house. We can probably just...
Alright,
pour
yeah,
it.
I just... It's just... They stole something. I don't know what they stole, but they were offering a job, and I thought I was gonna die if they caught me, if they clipped a wheel or something, and I think I actually need a place to stay.
Okay, well, we've got the hideout. We still haven't cleared out your area, but we can do that.
I don't have a problem doing that myself.
Okay. If you want to go upstairs, I'll get the cleaning supplies.
Are you sure I didn't interrupt anything? I could just
No,
come back. Everything seems
it's-
fine now.
Ghost looks to you with a look of, I would say, just kind of reserved sadness, and says, "It's okay. It's fine. You didn't interrupt anything. We were just coming back here. I'll clean this up and you head upstairs with Red, okay?"
Okay, are you sure?
Yes. It's okay.
Okay.
I'll harass you later.
Because I can come back and
No,
just...
no, it's okay. You're in distress right now. I'll harass you when you're not in distress.
All right.
Okay. Ghost goes inside to grab the vinegar and baking soda.
Start cleaning.
So, does Badger help Ghost, or do you head upstairs?
Yeah. Well, Badger probably helps Ghost for a bit. And once kind of calms down and does enough to kind of handle compulsions, he starts to head over to this living space that Ghost was talking about.
So you kind of hop in, and Red, are you kind of tagging along with to go up? So you hop into this little kind of pulley elevator that you press a button, and it's almost like one of those outside of buildings where they have those kind of on cables, the window kind of washer platform. It's like one of those. So it raises up to the second floor of the house where you're easily able. Yes, scaffolding, the movable scaffolding. And you're able to kind of move up and walk very cleanly inside. And you see this very eclectic space. There are numerous areas within the hideout that are very much obviously dedicated to each individual within the crew. And then at the very center, you see kind of this large, worn wooden table and what looks to be a reversible chalkboard that is within this room. One side is fully digital of the chalkboard. The other one does have chalk on it, with chalk that doesn't squeak or vibrate when you write, because that's awful. And you see in Ghost's corner, they have a lot of, I would say, you see numerous kind of goth-looking plushies that are kind of tucked away in the corner, as well as what looks to be a violin that's kind of hung up, very old and worn, but well taken care of. As well, you see some various knives and other weaponry, mostly bladed, that are kind of stacked up, all well maintained, that are here, and a little plush beanbag chair that's in his corner as well.
Badger starts taking some of the plushies and starts like playing with them and looking at them. Falls into the beanbag chair. So who used to stay in here?
Well, that's my corner. Your corner will be over there.
Oh, my bad.
No.
Places and like pats the plushie and kind of like scoots over.
You see Ghost will sit with you in the beanbag chair, just a big thump. You see they grab that plushie and just shove it into your chest. And they point over to another corner where you see remnants of someone's space. You see half packed boxes. Some of them are still open, with very bright kind of pastels. In this one, you see different streamers that have been kind of half taken down, different kind of LED lights that were previously there, like RGB lights. You also see what looks like a half taken down vanity that was previously there. Your last crewmate was very much into kind of the brights, the lights, and just everything fluffy and cozy.
Interesting. It's very cozy. There's no
Red's already in the corner, setting up a bed. Like, it's very makeshift. It's like 3 couch cushions with like a blanket and then another blanket on top, trying to just kind of get your shit together and move boxes out of the way so you can move your stuff in.
And Badger starts cleaning up, and as he's like moving boxes, I don't know what's in the open boxes, but he takes a selfie and sends it to the other three and says, the caption just says, "Guess who's moving in?" But it's clearly evident that he's moving into the previous team member's bunk. And insensitively, unknowingly, and just simply unaware, just messages, "Anybody wants the random crap in these boxes?" And just takes a picture of the boxes and sends it to the three.
It's all full of cozy stuff, right?
Yeah, it's full of very like bright teals and oranges and pinks. A lot of it clashes, but all of it seems to also make sense together.
Are there any fairy lights and like one particular like big stuffed animal?
100%. You see that there's this like collection of fairy lights that are kind of battery powered. Of course, they're kind of your previous. I don't know if I gave them a name. I think I did. Your previous, I would say, crew member, Lee. She really liked, of course, fairy lights, and really liked to experiment with different electronics and such, and kind of created her own battery packs. And so you do see in that picture there is like strings and strings and strings of fairy lights, as well as there looks to be a giant plushie that looks like a container of boba. It's like a little squishmallow. TM.
Perfect. Yeah, I think there's no good way to say like, hey, save the squishmallow for me without it seeming a little inherently silly. But I think Checkmate does as best as they can. Save the lights in the biggest stuffed animal.
You get a reply. Cool, 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 cool. Cool, 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 cool. Cool, 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 cool. As if like it was sent once, but like it kind of stuttered with the signal.
Hal responds, all lowercase, no. And then like 35 seconds later, I have a job.
I think in that vein, about an hour later, you also get like the vomit emoji and ew.
And then you get a response like, I know, like IKR. My sisters used to have these. I love them to bits, but damn, they're goofy.
I think immediately, like the replying directly to Hal's. What do you mean a job?
On my way to give the deets to Red.
Shouldn't we all be there if it's work related?
No reply!
You just
Silence.
all get a message in all caps from Ghost saying, "Get your asses here!"
I'm working.
They get a animated emoji of a finger heart. And then it says, already here.
And you get a picture of yourself from across the room looking into a box from Ghost.
Yeah.
Ghost specifically tags you, Lavender, in the chat. And it just says, hurry the fuck up.
Your show's going so well.
Do you send anything that talks about that?
Oh, that was Dare being a bitch. I think all Checkmate sends is like OTW and nothing else.
would be. I don't think I'm gonna show up for this.
I
Incredible.
love this bitch. So salty.
So good. So time begins to pass, and I will say before we kind of gather everyone at the hideout, we'll pan to you, Lavender. And Lavender, you are currently at your show. You took a bit of a break, of course, like a midway break. Was able to kind of get these texts and respond to the group. And you get back out on stage, and you see that the crowd that had previously ignored you, those individuals, they're now gone. No longer inside, but your fans, people who have enjoyed you this whole time, are still cheering and yelling your name.
Oh god.
Right by the stage. But the area is significantly more empty.
Yeah.
Eventually, your concert kind of winds down and comes to a close. You have a few people, of course, cheering encore. Would you indulge them?
No, I tell them to buy me drinks instead.
You're cheering, of course, as you take off stage once you're finished. Do you head directly back to your dressing room, or do you just head right to the bar?
Probably right to the bar. When I'm sweaty, it's okay. When other people are sweaty, it's terrible.
So you So you kind of head towards the crowd of people. They're very excited, buying just various products and such. And of course, you feel someone slink up next to you, and you see Brian again.
Oh, you.
Hey, great show.
Like, wait, hold on, and I'll take a shot. What did you really think of my show?
I thought it was excellent. I thought you did a great job. However, I think there's something missing. I'm so sorry. I should really not tell you. Sorry.
No. Once in a while, I suppose criticism isn't like the worst. But just what is it? I have been doing amazing off stage. Therefore, I should probably be doing incredible when I'm on stage.
Of course, it should be, but I don't know. Even though it's you on stage, sometimes it feels like you're taking a back seat to the music.
I'm sorry. You used the words back seat?
Yeah.
Me?
Well, I mean, sometimes you just kind of let the music just overcome you, but not in the way that you're shining. It's more music.
I don't even know how to process that. You know what? I think I'm good. I've got somewhere else to be.
Of course.
Thanks so much for being here.
Anytime. And if you need any, I would say, advice on potentially maybe influencing your sound or anything like that, and the improvements that, I don't know, maybe you can always call me. Yeah, here, let me give you my number, my agent. I'm available anytime for you.
And I imagine like it's like an NFC, like a tap kind of a thing.
It's boop. Scan.
I have to go.
Okay. Wonderful concert.
Yeah. No, it was. It was really good. This was really good.
So good. So good.
Bye.
Hi. They give you a little finger wave. as you head out. And where does Lavender go?
Outside for a breather, or a smoke. I don't imagine like whatever, yeah, is smokable that's not like bad for singers.
Oh, there's definitely something.
synthetic, yeah.
Yeah, of course. I'd say.
And just kind of like stress smoking against the building outside. Like, hand against the wall. What? I don't know. That can't be true. There's something wrong with me. A back seat? I can't take a back seat. I am the seat. I am everything. I'm the entire fucking car. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe I'll just go back to the crew. I know I'm always in charge. I'm always ahead of the game. I think. I doubt. Is this doubt? I don't need to doubt myself. Fuck. I'm like gonna ignite another digital whatever, and then flag I guess a taxi to go back to our home.
Yeah, so you flag down one of the either Dare or Fabian.
Delamain.
Delamain, thank
Yes.
you. You grab a Delamain, a very well kept up. It's like a AI run taxi, very lovely inside. There's like free snacks and free drinks that you can have. Has bulletproof shielding. Has anti-personnel weaponry in it, and someone
Cool.
decides to try and attack you. You're very safe inside a Delamain.
Okay, that's perfect. A great place to stress out inside though, safely.
And you of course see appearing on the screen kind of this grayish blue faced bald individual that appears on the screen, who is Delamain, and says, "Hello, Lavender. Where are we off
Hi.
to today?"
Home.
"Home. Charging home. Sit back and enjoy your ride."
Yeah, enjoy. That's something I can probably do.
"Do you need anything? Potentially these seats have massage capabilities."
Yeah, maximum everything. Just all of it.
Maximizing massage capabilities, and you hear
Yep.
the
Oh,
roar.
ow. No. Turn that down. Ow,
Turning
turn that
down massage capabilities.
Okay, that's
Softer
better.
burr.
That's better.
Do you need someone to talk to? Someone to vent to? You seem stressed based on your cortisol levels.
Yes. Yeah, stress. That's one way to put it. Is my music in a slump?
From the tabulations that I have online for Lavender, I see that it looks like some of your new hits have taken a slight hit. You have a fan base of minus 1.7% from last year.
Minus 1.7?
Yes.
I didn't. Fuck. I don't even. I thought I'd been doing amazing.
I think you have. Good job.
Wow, that feels hollow. I don't think a congratulations ever felt hollow before.
I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's fine. What's doing well right now? Who's doing well? I feel like I don't even pay attention to anybody else but myself.
Let me check the database. And you hear nothing for a few moments. And see pulled up. I pressed it like this one. Oh. I'm trying to find the individual, but I cannot find. They might be here. You hear them say, "It seems as though Jasper and their crew are currently doing very well. It seems as though one of your old bandmates is slightly doing better in the charge than last year. Not by much."
Like they're even on the charts?
Indeed. Teal and Fuchsia are a duo.
Since when?
since July of 2076.
Why didn't anybody tell me?
I am unsure. I cannot pull this.
That's yeah. I'm not. That was rhetorical.
Noted.
Okay. Do you know where they're going to be playing next?
Analyzing. They do not seem to have an upcoming concert. However, Delamain can let you know as soon as one is announced.
Yes. Send me an alert for that.
I shall.
I think it's time that they're taken off the charts.
You have arrived at your destination. And you see on the left-hand side, Delamain kind of pulls up and you see your little house on the left-hand side. The door opens for you as well.
Thank you. Can I like tip the AI?
You, as you try to like tip the AI and it says, no tip is needed. It is fine. It is appreciated, but...
Yeah, cool. Well, it was nice talking, I think.
You
No,
as well,
it was.
Lavender.
Yeah, it's all confidential though. Keep that under my account.
Of course. Nothing will leave this cab and this conversation in this timestamp.
Thanks.
Have a good evening.
Yeah, you too, if you can.
I shall. And as you kind of exit the car, the door closes and the Delamain drives off. Hal, how are you getting to the house?
That is such an interesting question. I assume that Hal is also probably taking a taxi, if that is the most common way to get around the city.
Yeah.
They don't have transportation of their own.
So you hop into a cab. Do you choose a Delamain or not a Delamain?
There's a regular cab service for sure.
Yes.
The regular one, just for fun.
Yeah, so as you kind of pull up into this cab here, you see an individual who is currently driving. They seem to have kind of this hair is long, black. They have like this asymmetrical bang, and she seems a bit shorter, and she kind of turns around to look at you. One of looks almost like a little half bun done up in her very long hair. Very much you can see the cybernetics all over her face, as well as like little kind of red glowing eyes that are peering out behind her irises. And she says, "Where to?"
And Hal would just very quickly give the address of the hideout.
"Can do." And turns her head, begins driving. Do you make any idle conversation as you are going?
Hal is such a bitch. They absolutely do not make any conversation. I'm so sorry.
You hear idle humming. On the radio, you hear... What type of music does Lavender produce?
Probably EDM, but with vocals. Like the really like there's like one chorus and then everything is repeated ad infinitum.
Is it like David Guetta back in like mid 2010s?
Incredible. You hear Lavender over the radio.
At that, Hal speaks up for the first time the entire ride and then says, "Can you change that?"
Oh, do you not like Lavender? He's
I
pretty
asked
great.
if you could change it.
Oh, okay. Can do.
I hear enough about Lavender Rust in my day-to-day.
Oh, really? Are you like close with them?
I don't think Lavender Rust is close with anyone in particular.
Really? They seem so friendly. So
Looks can be deceiving.
full of light. Wonderful. Talented.
You want an autograph or something?
Yes! from Lavender, not you.
Right. Right.
It's just an awkward drive the rest of the movie. It is awkward drive. There's occasional humming coming from the driver, a little bop of her head. When then she eventually kind of slows down, you see on your right-hand side the home. You do have to cross the street. But she says, have a good one, and tell Lavender I said hi.
Yeah, no, I will definitely be doing that.
Okay, bye.
And Hal just gets out of the car. They just get out and cross the street.
You get out, and as you're closing the door, you hear, oh wait, my name is, and you just slam off the door, as they've completely forgotten. And they pause for a moment, you walk across, and eventually they just sadly, slowly drive away. And checkmate, how are you getting back to the hideout?
Same way I left, by rail.
Nice. It is not too busy this afternoon. Well, it's more kind of going into the evening itself. And give me one moment. Do I have this? Aha. I do. So as you are on the tram, you see that a few individuals seem to be kind of getting into a bit of a heated argument on the train. You see one of them looks to be 6th Street. Another does look to be we'll say Red Chrome. Why not? And they seem to be getting in kind of a heated argument on the train. But they kind of the argument itself is very far away from you. And as the train stops at one of the stops, about 2 stops before you're getting off, you see the 2 of them tumble out of the train into the stop area. And immediately, it's almost like the firefight lights up. Shots are being fired across kind of the tramway, mostly just directed at these 2. But quickly the tram pulls out of the station, bringing you away from the violence. Eventually, you do get to your stop. Take a short walk down, head to the house, and I would say when you get there, you see a car slowly kind of moving away from the house, and you see Hal walking towards the home.
Hey, Hal.
Despite themselves, Hal jumps a little bit. You can see just in like the top of their shoulders, like it doesn't go all the way down through their spine, but they shift a little bit. I don't think they saw you coming. Checkmate.
So, what's this job about? You aren't the type to have a job for anyone?
You'd be surprised how often medtechs are tapped for certain jobs when it's appropriate. I have my own life outside of this little, and they kind of gesture vaguely, operation.
I know you do. But you didn't answer my question. Even
Which
if you don't
was?
trust anyone else, what type of job?
An easy one.
There's no such thing as an easy. You know.
Then a lucrative one. You'd all be paid quite well.
What are
As
you
would I.
paid in?
Credits? Extracurricular activities.
Something about this doesn't feel right to me. And I don't know. I'm not saying... Consider me nostalgic today. You can't tell me anything else.
I think we both know that no matter what I tell you, your opinions will always be your own. And whether or not you act on your gut feelings will always be your decision ultimately. What I've said before about any particular job, its dangers, or its troubles have never seemed to bother you before. So why should they start bothering you now?
You know that's not.
Fair. Nothing in Night City is fair. Check.
Are we really gonna do this? Do we have to have a full-on fight, Faye?
No, we don't.
Yeah.
And Hal turns and starts going upstairs.
I think as you step away, you should call Dita once in a while.
Oh, damn it. That stops them. They wobble there for a second. And why would I do that?
Because I think they'd like to hear from you. And I can't really give the best updates, considering I don't hear a thing about what you do. It's just extracurriculars.
Does it matter?
Yes. Losing Ash.
Don't.
Fine.
Don't.
Fine. Saying, I think they'd like to hear from you. I get it's
Well.
painful, but a little dinner once in a while would be nice. It's warm and
Well, I prefer the cold. And with that, Hal marches all the way upstairs.
I think
Zeus.
checkmate sits out on the stoop for a second. Takes their time smoking a cig to give them a few minutes to cool off from everything before they head up.
As you kind of go to put away your cigarette case, you feel something in your back pocket that definitely wasn't there before. You reach back and pull out the birthday Polaroid. It seems that either Rec or Dita snuck it in before you left.
If I could put this on the back of my agent or something, I think that would be the perfect place for it right now.
Yeah. So you stick it to the back of your agent and head back upstairs. And I think that's when, as you head up, Lavender arrives, heading up as well. And with everyone, the night has started to overcome the day. While there normally would be those beautiful shifts of color in the sky, because of the kind of advertisement and the malaise of Night City, a lot of that is obscured and removed, as it is a almost seamless transition from day to night, as it still is very bright in Night City. But as you get upstairs, you see Ghost drawing some of the curtains. You see there's various little lights. Bring up the ambiance of the room. It's very cozy feeling. It's still bright enough to see and hear, but the lighting feels like a hug, almost. As they finish lighting the rest of the halogen bulbs that are around, it is just a comfortable, relaxing space now. You see that Ghost kind of sits on the edge of the planning table, kind of waiting. But each of you arrive inside. Badger, you're over setting up your space. What have you done with your little space in the corner?
His little space now contains a lot of his tech stuff. You see a bigger rig. You see that he has probably took a lawn chair and kitted it up with kind of these smaller devices that you can connect either a braindance editor to. He's definitely set up his network already. He has his NCPD scanner, like another one that he's gotten. And pretty much like he has now like a kind of like a small physical command center. He's been probably like talking to Red about getting a fridge for net running in case like they need like deep dives and they weren't really sure if Checkmate had any. So he was like just telling how it would be beneficial in case they do remote jobs of preparation. So that's what he's been doing. And he's been looking online probably for kind of like night market ads of like used fridges that they can use to as an ice bath.
Yeah. And as we kind of see Badger setting up his space, Hal, you're the second one to arrive inside. What does your kind of corner of the hideout look like?
It looks like it should be a supply closet for, like, it looks like the first aid kit, like, exploded everywhere. And that's kind of like what Hal's space is. You realize very quickly it's actually a desk and there's actually a chair there, but it's piled with like several packs of first aid equipment. And like the only thing that really gives it away that is like interspersed with all of these different like scalpels, bandages, gauze, etc., etc., etc. There are also like bullets for their sniper rifle, just kind of like scattered in with the medical equipment too. It's a lot messier than it seems given how put together Hal is, but they seem to be able to navigate it with a lot of ease. And I think they immediately like go over to it and start rifling for things underneath some of the packs, like papers, anatomy books. Like there's just a ton of jargony stuff that's all over their space, but they seem to know where everything is.
So Hal's rifling around their area. The next upstairs is Checkmate. Checkmate, what does your space look like?
I think there is like a converted barber's chair that Checkmate already uses to kind of do some net running. So it's a very, I think, clunky looking net running station, complete with like heavy wiring, all just like hooked to this one corner. So it looks terrible. It is extremely messy. And I think it occupies their entire area. There's not like room for any luxuries.
And you kind of see as you head up your space over almost like across from Hal's in a way. Potentially there are barriers that have been put up so the two of you don't see each other when you're in your little spaces. And Lavender, what does your corner of the hideout look like?
It is mostly like ring lights and a variety of like cameras that are set up with like curated backgrounds. Couple of microphones. There is a very plush looking double bed with like a bunch of like faux furs and whatnot. And on top of that there's like a bunch of cables and crap. But it's mostly just spaces to stream, sing, and perform when everybody else is doing productive things.
That's so much. And finally, Red, what does your space look like?
Red space, I imagine, is outside of the corners, against the back wall of this room. The margins are very clearly defined. She does not go outside of this kind of long kind of drafting table. that's back there. It has like a big kind of plush chair that can, recline to sleep or to, kind of just sit straight up if she needs that back support. The space is very meticulously organized. It is not a mess. There's really nothing out of place. There's shelving for everything. Everything has the right spot where it belongs. Lots of little drawers and things like that for her to organize her things. And then I think the most colorful part of her space, because she has like a lot of like leather accessories and things like that there as well, but very kind of clean and kind of classy looking stuff. But there's kind of like a photo collage above it that has pictures of her and like different people, different faces throughout the years. There's a very kind of recent one that was very hastily taken of like themselves kind of looking into the camera, and like Ghost is sitting on a beanbag chair next to Badger. And they're like taking it like that was clearly taken just moments ago. And one of Hal and Ash and Checkmate and them together. One of them at like Lavender's show. So it's like all these like little pictures, and in every single one, the face that she's making is very like it's the same face that she always makes, which is like very like a very small kind of half smile, bright eyes, but also kind of a little jaded, and like a little like tiny peace symbol, like just peeking up in the lower corner, just almost out of sight. Yeah, I think she's got a really healthy collection of photographs. Some of them have people that nobody recognizes, and then one of them is kind of just of them and Ghost. It's clearly not taken by her because she's like kind of looking up at the camera like, ugh, get that out of my face. And it's like a little selfie of him trying to kind of get them together, his arms out. She's kind of like walking away like, no.
My goodness, I love that. So everyone has now entered into your comfortable hideout. Ghost, of course, sitting kind of on the planning table. And Red, you see everyone kind of before you, knowing that Hal has apparently brought a job. Ghost is just kind of almost waiting.
So I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Normally, you know that I feel a certain way. I like to look at things from all sides. I don't really love when someone else hands a job. I like to know what I'm getting into, Hal, and we've been at this for a while together. I trust you. You know I do, and we really need the credits. Talked to Renee today. Things are going to be a little slow. So, I am
So
giving
the
up.
rumors go.
Rumors?
I heard that work's been hard to find. I thought I would go out on a limb and see if I could get us something.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like that you're taking the initiative. You guys, you know how I feel about outside work. But it's nice, someone's taking initiative. Team, please, props to Hal for taking those, taking the reins for a minute.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Hal's
sure.
such a team player.
Don't expect that from us.
What's this about horses?
No. The reins, Badger. The reins.
In
Not
Africa?
like a horse.
Oh,
It's old.
Hal, why don't you tell us about the job, and then we can strategize about where to begin. Make sure we're all in the spots that we need to be. Lavender, please pay attention. All right, please.
Yeah. I'm not falling asleep. It's fine. Looks down at phone.
You know, I actually met one of your fans on my way here.
Oh, nice. Wait, who?
I don't know.
Okay, good. No, that's good. That's good.
Anyway, I have a connection. It's a pretty simple job. Touch dangerous, but pretty easy. Go into these coordinates, steal a specific van, drop it off, cash out.
Can I check
What can
the coordinates that's given to have an idea where it is?
The drop off or the place that you're taking it from?
Taking it from.
Sure. So give me a library search check.
Ah,
That's cool.
I'm a smart kid. Library. Where
Library?
is that educational skill? No, it's not there. Oh, library
Yes, under
search.
education.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a plus 14 on that.
Oh my goodness.
That is 21.
21. So your agent's easily able to pull up basically information. And this is what looks to be a garage that's attached to a smaller warehouse. You know that based on your information gathering that this belongs to 6th Street gang. It is very much a heavily patrolled area and definitely a densely populated
Yeah, when
area.
Hal says like it's gonna be an easy job, it's like, 6th Street. I don't know. Easy.
Hmm.
what condition does this? What condition does the van need to be in when we bring it back? We're not the most careful crew in the world.
So why another van? Why not
It's not so
something
much about-
nicer?
It's not so much about the van, it's just about whatever's in the van, getting it where it needs to go. So I personally don't care if all of the mirrors are shot out and we don't have a windshield by the time we're done, as long as the van gets to where it needs to go.
Ooh. Hey.
Okay.
Are we allowed to inspect anything about what's in the van? Similar to what I did last job.
I wouldn't.
Is
Do you have a
Uh,
source you want to talk about?
Yeah, I don't know
do
how.
I know them?
I don't know how you guys feel about talking about clients here, but it would be nice to know who we're working for.
Got a job from an old fixer. You'd be surprised how many people remember medtechs who saved their life on the street once.
Okay, so what is this, a debt they owe you?
Cashing in a favor.
Okay.
Besides, 6th Street isn't that bad.
We've had
Go-
harder missions.
Ghost
This'll be
kind of
fine.
chimes in as well and says, "So how much?" I think we're all wondering.
Mm-hmm.
How much is it?
So it's 1,000 eddies apiece.
1,000 eddies apiece.
It's not that
A piece.
bad.
A piece.
That's pretty good.
I mean, you guys should already have the payment for today. It was $2,000 for all of us.
Yeah,
I didn't
mean,
stutter.
Mm-hmm.
What is this that you're... This feels like too much for something that should be so easy.
I mean, we're clearly delivering something wildly illegal. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, but I tend to be nosy about the wildly illegal stuff I'm transporting.
Mm-hmm. And that often goes so well for us.
Go bad last time.
Listen, I'm. When is it? When is the job? I wish. Do I have time to think about it?
If you need to think about it, fine. Sooner the better. There may be more credits in it for us if we get it jump fat. There might be more eddies available to us if we get it done a little bit faster.
Okay. All right,
look,
y'all. You hear.
This is bringing me all the way to Santo. If it's not in Watson, I'm in.
Okay.
Can I nap? Do we have to leave now? I just got comfy.
I mean, I think we can at least take the night. We gotta strategize. We gotta plan.
I need to sleep. I gotta wash my face. That takes like 30 minutes.
Why do you always complain all the time?
What? I'm not complaining. I'm just
Yeah.
How was
stating
your
facts.
concert?
You're still
Lavender,
complaining.
I want
how-
to talk about it.
Lavender, Hal is trying to take on more of a role in the group. Okay, they're trying to, step up, show some leadership. So, we all need to just kind of take a back seat.
I think you hear unintentionally like a snort at that.
Mhm.
Not on purpose. It just happens.
Yeah. I have to go. I'm just gonna step out for some air. I'm feeling a little. Yeah, and Lavender's gonna like hop out of their bed and stomp out.
When you come back in, please have a plan, something to share with the group.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I think Red goes over to the chalk side and starts to kind of like sketch like a little bit of a map of like the city streets and like try to figure out all the entrances. Looks over at Checkmate. Can you get me schematics? Badger, are you familiar with the area? We're gonna need all hands on deck, y'all.
A little bit. And I send over all that I found so far for my library search to Checkmate as like a start for their search.
I'll see if
Yeah.
I can get a floor plan. Maybe get some cameras early.
And Hal gives Red any information that they have, either from the fixer or directly from Mr. Sunshine, about either the place that they're picking up or the drop-off zone, both of them.
I think Red kind of aside just to Hal. Hey, so you went to see a friend and you're just as miserable as you were yesterday.
That's my secret, Red. I'm always miserable.
This isn't a game, Hal. You've got family here.
I really don't think anything is a game. But if it was, I don't exactly know if we're even in the same league here, Red.
That's another way to say mind my business.
Sorry. Didn't sleep much last night. I'm a little snippy.
Yeah. Well, even prickly cactuses need water, all right?
Why don't you worry about soaking in your own soil, Red? Got plenty of admirers here to pour sunshine down on you. And they shoot a look over at Ghost.
Ghost is fluffing up one of the cute little stuffies that he has, and then just looks around really confused.
Yeah, okay. Ghost, can you come give me a hand? I'm gonna need somebody to try to find my vantage points, see where I need to be parked. I know you've got an eagle eye.
Yeah, of course. And they trot over and they look at the map and start charting it out. So where you are going is in Santo Domingo, in that kind of area there. It's kind of like central, like a southern central part of Night City. Large highway that kind of goes halfway through it as well. And you find where the actual area is, marking it out on the map, charting out a few blocks away. The actual drop-off zone is in Rancho Coronado, where you can kind of park it and store it once you finish the heist. And outside, Lavender, you are taking a breather, and as you take those deep breaths, you hear the creaking of the deck that you're currently kind of standing on, and you see a small, short old lady, Esther, who owns the house. And she comes up with just a tray of cookies and looks up at you and says, "Are you all right?"
Oh,
You look distressed.
yeah, I didn't see you there.
That's okay, and very stealthy.
I just kind of thought it was because you're short.
I mean that too.
Huh. No, I'm not alright. Thank you for noticing.
Oh. Well, grab a cookie and let's talk about it.
What is in it? Gluten?
There's gluten-free,
Oh,
vegan,
I have many
Very
of them,
good.
thank you.
as many as you want, darling. Now come, tell me all about your problems. What's happening?
I think I'm just not as great as I thought I was. I'm not in the place that I expected I was going to be at this point in my life. I'm running missions for companies I don't even understand, for tasks that I barely comprehend, and in my professional career, I'm not succeeding. There's people that are doing better than me.
Well, what do you think the problem could be? What's the constant?
I don't know how to be a leader.
No one knows how to be a leader until they try it.
No, there's classes you could take. I just can't be bothered with those.
Well, I mean, there's classes, but not everyone likes to take classes. Some people learn more in the environment, like me.
Yeah. Did you learn how to bake these cookies just kind of like without classes?
Yes,
Nice. Take
I
a
know.
bite. They're good.
They're very good. I
So,
went.
like, leadership is that I don't know how to be authentic about that. I've worked really hard to not be authentic, to just be an illusion. I only work out the muscles that are going to be attractive and make myself look better, not that make me stronger.
Well, that's what probably is missing. Why you're having these issues is you're not trying hard enough, it seems.
Wait, so you're saying I should work out my whole body?
Yes, and your mind and your heart.
Okay, you had me halfway. I don't know how to work out my heart.
You let people
In where?
into your life, into your. Well, admit your failings to the people who you care about. And if you don't have anyone you care about, then find people to care about.
And if I have no failings to admit?
Everyone has some sort of failings, darling. Whether that failing is admitting failings.
Huh. That's probably my failing, that I can't admit that I have any failings.
That's a good one. Yes.
Yeah. This is. Oh, I ate all the cookies. I'm so sorry, but this was really, really good.
You're welcome. Make sure you feed your mind and your body, and remember, you don't need to take classes for anything. Just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can be a leader just by doing.
Yes,
Thank you.
of course.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be awesome.
You already are.
I know.
She smiles wryly at you. You see that she turns around and kind of toddles back into the house now with her empty tray of cookies.
There's at least a dozen on that tray.
At least.
But feeling better, I will go inside. Kind of wipe off some of the crumbs.
You head back inside. And checkmate. Are you sending a message to Red?
Yeah, I do.
Ooh.
I think just very slyly on my agent, just to Red, and it says, I would like to talk about this mission alone outside real quick.
Oh, you're muted there, Candace.
Thank you. Red checks their phone and doesn't really say anything. Like barely looks up from the table, just goes outside. Calls over their
Thanks.
shoulder. Esther said that she's got cookies, so hold tight, guys.
Oh, cookies?
She's constantly baking. I don't understand it.
I mean, some people say it's a coping mechanism, but what would you want with that?
I think at that, Checkmate just gets up and tries to stifle like a bitter, resentful laugh and heads outside.
So what's going on? You okay?
Would you believe me if I said I didn't trust a thing that house talking about?
I know you guys have you're having a disagreement, but they mean well. You don't think they mean well?
Can I be honest?
Please, I'd prefer it.
I think they're doing something that's going to be really beneficial for them. I think us getting help is just, makes the job easier. I don't want to say that, oh, I know how, I've known how for years, but I think it counts for something and I have a bad feeling. And I'm not going to say we need to stop it. Money is money. We need ads. But I'm just going to say I don't trust this one bit. And I know she's up to something.
Yeah. Kind of hard not to think they're up to something when, she's just lost?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know.
You're not wrong. I'm not going to tell you that you're imagining things because you're not, but grief is funny.
No, I know.
Again, you're not wrong, but I hear you saying that you think that this is something that is going to benefit her, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get what they want. They're going to be in a better place. Kind of what we want, right? We want them to be in a better place. You think it's at the expense of everyone else?
I don't think expense is necessarily the right word, but if things happen to fall in a bad way for us, that's just accidental, and Hal didn't consider that at all. They're single-minded in some ways that makes them really good at being a med tech, and really bad when they're not in the good place.
Yeah.
But I also know I can't stop them. I don't think any of us could. The only difference is they'd offer this job to somebody else. So I just will get the money out of it.
I know you're hurting too. They're not the only one who's dealing with this. And I think that right now, we've just kind of got to hope for the best. That they'll know that this is more than just a crew. This is a family. And that we need each other. Whether they want to pretend that that's real or not is neither here nor there. We take care of each other. And if this goes bad, I imagine that the paint just won't be on our faces, it'll be on theirs too.
Can I ask a favor?
Anything.
If you and Ghost don't mind just keeping an extra eye for this mission on, just to make sure that nothing happens to them. You don't even have to tell how that I request specifically, but it would be appreciated.
Yeah. I'll talk to Ghost. This is a pickup job. I'm gonna need to drive us in. Thinking about seeing if Badger wanted to drive us out. I'll follow behind in the car. I don't know. We got to work out the details, but Ghost has a way of keeping his eye on everybody.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure that Hal's taken care of.
Thank you.
They can't know. I know you wouldn't say anything, Neither will I, but they can't know.
I know. But,
You're right.
and I think you can like see the agent in their hand, like as they've been like almost fiddling with it a little nervously. Been dredging up a lot of old feelings today, but I'll be okay.
All right. You know I'm here if you ever need anything. I appreciate you saying something.
Well, I'm slightly better at processing grief, just a little.
I mean, as long as you don't let yourself go in the process.
I think Checkmate gets a little quiet, and I think they just look at you when you can see like their like brown eyes, as if they've like turned off their optics for a second to actually like look at you, and not like through you. And they say, "I do appreciate."
Yeah.
We should get upstairs before she gets suspicious, though.
They're in their own head. I don't even know if they know what suspicious means.
Fair.
Speaking of how, we pan back upstairs as the two of you are having the conversation down, and see it's only Hal and Badger currently upstairs. And Badger, you kind of look around. You see Ghost fiddling around in their corner, but you do see Hal across the way.
Hey, what's up? Hell, look, what's his face? Ghost. He tried to help me out removing a blood stain on a car seat, and it kind of just got worse. I was wondering if as a med tech, you know, you might have had
Ghost, you really need to stop trying to do my job for me.
I was hoping you would have kept it between us. I don't want to upset Ghost. Seems very sensitive about things right now. I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Hal looks at you for like 3 seconds too long, where they just kind of stare at your face. Okay. Before they turn and go over to their like bags, and I think they take off their leather gloves to reveal this like light tattoo that's over top of their hands of their own skeleton. So this like half skeletal hand kind of like goes through a couple of the different things in their bag, and this is the moment that they seem the most meticulous. And they grab like a couple of small vials of things and a little wrap of gauze, and they turn to follow you.
Tattoo's sick.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Functional.
I got a few of my own, and he shows you some of his ugly tattoos, like the cutesy, goofy, ugly looking tattoos. But there's also a knight, and kind of like a maiden next to it with like it's all just black line with kind of like red ink as a halo. Yeah, like yeah, I got some too. It's just, you know, sometimes the people in the mocks just like putting tattoos on you for pranks. Yeah, this used to be a dick, and it's just like this cat with devil ears. Yeah.
Hal gives it one kind of like very derisive looks and then goes, you could get a serious infection doing that.
I mean, we're safe, you know. I've had it for years now. I mean, I covered it up like last year, but hey, you don't seem to like me. I'm sorry, that came out wrong. You seem to hate me. No, it's just you don't. I don't. Did I say something? I don't know if I did something.
No. And Hal kind of like gives you this like almost bewildered look, right?
I get Lavender not liking me because I didn't give him a ride, but I don't know. You seem like you're going through it.
Listen, it's not you. Okay? I haven't won any awards for my bedside manner.
Want to talk about it?
Talk about it.
I mean, I don't know. When I was asking about the things, seems like this person didn't really choose to leave it behind. It looks like, maybe they might have had to evict Earth, unfortunately.
Oh, I get it. No, I'm not hung up on Lee. Lee was another one of our crew. Just some broken person that Red found and tried to fix, just like everyone else.
Oh, but someone did leave.
And at that, Hal looks a little askance.
Look, we don't have to talk about it. I get it.
Have you lost somebody? Have you made mistakes?
And you
Has
see
Night City taken something from you?
you see Badger's expression drops, and as we're by the car, you see he quietly opens the door. He sits down. He takes the sun visor down, and there's a picture. He just shows it. He does the Chad Kroger look at this photograph kind of thing.
Hal takes it with this tattooed skeletal hand. They study it very carefully and then look up at Badger and then back down at the picture. You look happier here.
Everybody looks happier in photos in Night City. Have at least they get at least one. We all get at least one, right?
That's why I don't keep photos around. And I recommend that you don't either.
I gently take it back. It's like, I think it's nice to have something of the people we cared about. I'm just saying, you seem like you could use somebody to talk to. Or maybe you seem like somebody I could talk to.
Hal considers you very closely with this kind of focus that really makes you realize that they are a surgeon, right? Like this idea that they can see every nerve ending in your body, they can see where every single bone fits into place. Fine. And I'll tell you one more thing, Badger. If you help me with this job, maybe the things we lost won't be lost forever.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah. That I don't really understand what that means, but
It's okay. We can talk. And if I need any more help with any more jobs, maybe you can help me.
yeah. Yeah, I was actually going to ask as well if you need to make additions to the car for medical stuff. If you need
I'm sure we could figure something out.
yeah.
And here. And Hal very deftly mixes two unmarked I think all of their medical supplies is completely unmarked, which is maybe terrifying because these are 2 vials of liquid that look exactly the same, but as Hal like puts them together, like they start to bubble, right? And they like rub it against this like blood stain in the back seat of this leather, and I think it comes out real fast.
Yo. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I don't win any points for my bedside manner, but I am very good at what I do.
He just gives you like a thumbs up. Yeah. Awesome. And I think around this time you notice that there's this fascination Badger is building in his head. And yeah, that's like I think he's flabbergasted. And starts just blabbering about like, you know, like shows you like photos of like what he found in the boxes. Look at these dumb shit like things.
And Hal, with far more patience than they have showed anyone else so far, lets you talk at them.
Yep.
And as you talk at Hal, the 2 of you having, I would say, great conversation, or at least the kind of show and tell, which is really wonderful and sweet. And we see Lavender making their way back inside. And of course, the discussion with Checkmate and Red wrapping up. Ghost is kind of standing, looking at this map, a little bit concern on his face as he begins to kind of think and plot and plan how to get in, how to get out. Each of you kind of begin to congregate back together to discuss the heist. That is where we will end tonight's session. Well, thank you everyone so much for being here. Thank you so much for the raid, Oats of Spirit Bear. I'm so sorry.
Hi,
we're
Val.
currently ending.
Valiant
Thank you so
Dorian.
much.
Mr. Love wins himself.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much for the raid. We're just wrapping up today, but thank you everyone so much for tuning in. This has been an absolutely amazing game and our second session of Cyberpunk Red Shattered Dawn here on Bad House RPG. I am, of course, your GM, Matihi. I use they, them pronouns. And we wouldn't be able to make this possible, of course, without our beautiful and wonderful cast. So if you'd like to go back around and introduce yourselves, plug anything that you would like to plug, we will start again with B.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I have been your non-binary Busy Bee. You can find me on all socials as at bzelda_. I am a podcaster, TTRPG streamer, and the community manager for Pico, which is a game about making tea for cats. So if y'all play games on Steam, go wishlist it, 'cause it'll be coming out soon.
So sweet. I'm so excited. And next up, we have Dare.
Hi, my face hurts from reacting so much today. My pronouns are she, they, they. You can catch me pretty much anywhere, normally yelling about bad television or interesting but bad television at Dare to Dream RPG. That is DARE, the number 2, DREAM RPG. I have a bunch of fun stuff coming up that I'm really excited about. But if you want to see me play someone who's sad in an interesting, different way, I recommend checking out Take Your Role Mondays, in which I am just the saddest little cowboy vampire hunter. Is so sad.
Sad yeehaw. And next up, we have Fabian.
Howdy, howdy. My name's Fabs. You can find me here at Bad House RPG. Find comic stuff on Rockets and Pens. Catch me tomorrow. We are finally back with Ashes of New Amsterdam after a break last week. And we are seeing aftermaths after having guest Josephine fuck up our lives. So yeah, if you enjoy Mage, catch us then.
Hell yeah. And that's tomorrow. Check it out. Next up, we have C.
Hi, everyone. I've been the worst. My name is C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay on the internet at PySharper. If you liked what I did here tonight, question that, let that marinate, rethink, But if you liked it, you can see me doing other stuff at different places. Check out my Twitter to see what I'm up to at any given time. Particularly, you can always find me over on Transplanter RPG. We are currently doing a God Killer mini-series. The next God Killer pairing that will be on the channel on Saturday at 8 p.m. US Eastern Time is Lexi of Black Girl Mage fame as God and Josephine as God Killer. So that is going to be like ridiculous. So tune in on Transplanter at 8 p.m. for that. And then make sure that you are tuning into the God Killer podcast series, which Connie and I are doing together, which airs May 2nd. And with that, I'll pass it to Candace.
Hi, I've been Candace, also known as Red. You can find me at that Candace Girl, Candace, over on Twitter, at Candace the Magnificent everywhere else. If you are celebrating 420 tomorrow, head over to my Twitch channel. I'm going to be doing ukulele covers of marijuana-friendly songs, and talking about why weed should be legal everywhere. You can also find me every Tuesday over at 12-Sided Stories, doing the Midnight Judges, also a Cyberpunk game, very different than this one somehow. It is a big world of Cyberpunk goodness. And then you can also find me every other Wednesday over at 12-Sided Stories, on Spotify or anywhere you catch your pods for Bookhound Bounty Hunters. And then shout out to Crossroads Games and Valor Studios. You can find me there too, sometimes as well. Check the Twitter. That's where I put all my shit.
Hell yeah. Thank you everyone so much. And I always forget to plug myself. Hi, Piper, here, Matihi, and other places. Maddie Matihi on Twitter. I'm mostly over on my channel, mostly here actually, and every other Saturday on my channel. Not last Saturday, but not this Saturday, following Saturday, playing What We Do in the Shallows, a 5e queer pirate campaign. It's gay, it's romantic, and it's full of horror, which I love. But I hope you all had a wonderful time. Thank you all so much for being here. Make sure to stay tuned tomorrow for Ashes of Amsterdam. We will see you then, and if we don't see you, I see you, and I love you. Have a great, wonderful night, and happy Wednesday. Bye.